Record. Hey guys, and welcome to season 3, episode 14 of Valley Views. This is your host, Amanda Joy Christensen, coming from the best city in the world, Las Vegas, bringing to you a fabulous, fabulous episode today on one of my slaying Vegas sisters, Anoushka Dannin. Okay. First of all, if you're new to Valley Views, I just want to say welcome. This is my second video episode. However, it is my 70th recorded episode. To find Valley Views podcast, you can search it on Spotify, iHeartMusic, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, along with my new YouTube channel, which is going to be Valley Views. You can look me up, and all of these new videos will be going on there for you to enjoy as well. Um, Before I get into the heart of the episode, I just want to thank everybody who's listened to my show so far. Like I reported in last episode, I have now hit a global platform of over 50 international countries that are listening to the stories I'm writing here in Las Vegas around family, hospitality, true legacy leaders, and people who are deciding to make the city a better, safer, and cleaner city. As a mama too, as the current Ms. Nevada Petite and the junior publicist of Slaying Vegas, I continue to use my independent platform, Valley Views, but those titles now to elevate beyond my city, why journalism continues to be underrepresented, why real stories and hearts and hands that go into what makes one of the most greatest cities exist often get overlooked. So that's what I do here. I invite anyone to be on my show. You can email me at valleyviewsamandajoy@gmail.com, or you can look at valleyviewsmediagroup.com. It's my website, and you can find all my contact information on there. Also, if you would like to connect with me on LinkedIn, I do have professional connections there as well through Amanda Joy Christensen and Valley Views Media. So, as my channel begins to grow, I'm really just excited to welcome everyone to what will be the future Valley Views network and hopefully streamable podcast down the line. Anyway, so enough about me. I was taking some notes on why art is so important. And I wanted to just share a few things that I jotted down on what is art. And art is often showcasing a thought, emotion, or feeling from inside of you and then bringing that to the outside world to display. And when I was getting ready to write the episode for Anoushka, this is one of my podcast episodes where I send out an interview. I let somebody tell me about who they are. And then, like Joan Rivers would, I write a fun episode about them just to elevate their brand and elevate their story. So, Anoushka is a color analyst here in Las Vegas. And she is a clean beauty entrepreneur, a boy mom, and a wife to her hubby, whom she met in college. She is passionate about helping women feel more confident about themselves and embrace healthy aging from the inside out. Uh, the way to find her is look for her on Instagram and TikTok under For Your Reputation and her beautiful, beautiful, elegant website, foryourreputation.com. As always, I like to ask people, where are you from? Where did you grow up? And what is a special memory of the place that you lived? So, Anoushka's background is really diverse and unique. And I love showcasing people who have a journey before they ended up in Las Vegas because they end up being some of the most impactful, most influential voices and leaders here. So, for her to take the time to just allow me to share her personal journey and how she is continuing to be a local Las Vegas Valley voice that showcases family, community, and how to help you feel more beautiful from the inside out. So, without further ado, let me give you her story. So, Anoushka was born in England but moved to Coral Springs, Florida when she was 5, and she grew up there. She grew up close to the beach, hello, Aquarius, and had an incredible community throughout her childhood that she still keeps in touch with. In her early 20s, she moved to New York City. She had a place to live, but no job. It was scary, yet completely exciting and truly a pivotal time for her. She ended up getting a job with Estee Lauder, corporate offices, specifically with Le Maire and Joe Malone, as a marketing analyst. That's where she started to discover beauty. Before that, she wasn't really huge into makeup, and I don't really think I understood how to properly wear makeup until my 20s. Let me be honest, I'm still learning and I'm almost 40. Living in New York pushed her to step outside of her comfort zone and helped her grow into who she is today. I've always been surrounded by people who showed up with confidence and looked incredible every day. It became my personal foundation for my style, essentially her own mini version of the Devil Wears Prada. My husband says that's where I found my edge in fashion. Her industry background includes as well as her background also includes finance as well as an analysis. She started her career in a fraud analysis department and then transitioned to marketing analyst when she moved to New York, and then also found herself in real estate investments here when she moved to Vegas. She said that she's always been an analyst at heart, just in different industries. Along the way, I built my business in the clean beauty space, which is where I've continued to develop my entrepreneurial skills and learned how to connect directly with women and help them feel confident. Isn't that something we all need? More women in our lives who just can show up in some of our hardest days and just offer some advice to say, hey, I picked up this color for you because I thought of you, or I bought these roses because you've been working really hard, or hey, let's just go grab a cup of coffee and vent because I know it's really challenging being a mom. Sometimes those are the conversations and the women we need in our life. And through the small gestures they make throughout the way, it helps us grow and cultivate into more confident, beautiful, vibrant women in our own community for our kids, for our in laws, for our friends, and for our business partners and people we connect with on a day to day. Getting back into her interview, she's taken all of her experiences and applied them in different ways. Now, with her seasonal color analyst position, she is still analyzing, but it's more about people. I help them understand what works for them so they feel clarity and how to present themselves authentically. How did she find my podcast? Well, we met each other through Slang Vegas. She is a co author, and that is how we've connected, and I've loved hearing her story. What is your personal take on hospitality in the world? Living in Las Vegas, the bar is as high as great service is given here. It's actually almost expected. Personally, I feel real hospitality though is about connection. It's how you've made yourself feel throughout an experience and how that feeling will be personable and memorable. I always like to ask people on my show, what is your personal valley view? Because one of the parts of my show so far has been bringing different viewpoints, even some that I have not agreed with, and just completely reported on objectively, to bring to life someone else's idea. Everyone has a special voice inside of them, and every single person has been through things. So, what is Anoushka's special valley view or her special voice or story that she'd like me to just continue to share on her behalf? She said that she's seen how strong the fashion and beauty influence is now here in Vegas. It's everywhere and it's continuing to evolve. But at the same time, so many women are trying to stand out and be unique, but they don't always know how to do that. Just because you have on a designer head to toe does not always mean you have style. Sorry, not starry, she says, which I agree with. I believe that understanding your seasonal color palette is like unlocking a deeper layer of your personality. It gives you clarity, almost like a personal blueprint. And once you have that, it becomes your foundation. So you can just show up confidently without constantly second guessing yourself, no matter what you have on. She says, I look at old pictures of myself and cringe. I had it all wrong. And I bet if I knew back then what I know now, I probably would have just felt so much better about myself. I recently went to an event, and I'm going to be honest with you. I left because I felt like I didn't have enough designer on, and I didn't feel and look like every other model girl in the room. And that's something I continue to always struggle with, especially being a short brunette in a city of tall blondes. I just always laugh because as long as I've lived in Vegas, I've never really looked like anyone else and I've never really um, copied anyone else. I always just had my own style. And as I've gotten older, like Anoushka suggests, is just because we put on designer doesn't mean we're comfortable in it. Sometimes when we're flaunting those things, we're actually less comfortable because we're not truly representing the style in our heart. We're not representing who we want to be. And in the last year, especially as I've chosen to step out and be a personality and be someone in the community, even today, just to get dressed up to record this episode, I'm not going anywhere, but just to have that personal style. It gives you a brand. It also gives you pride in yourself when you get up every day and you take the time to just pick out a lovely outfit that might make someone's day or inspire them. I feel like fashion, for as big as it is in Las Vegas, it really is just blooming here. The fashion industry just held its first Las Vegas Fashion Association counseled branded show this year. It's just evolving. There's always been niche markets of fashion, but unlike New York and some other high-profile cities around the world, the fashion market is just growing. And Anoushka's at the foundation of it with just offering services to women in all walks of life, even men, helping to find what colors bring out your eyes, what colors bring out your internal aura. We all have that energy inside of us that if we just knew how to dress a little bit better or how to just step into our true selves without those labels on the front of us or on our bags, maybe we would feel a little more authentic to ourselves. So, one of the other highlights of Valley Views is always asking about your family. And she shared that she does have a 15-year-old son, and she's so proud of the young man that he is. What is truly something about your life that makes you so unique, Anoushka? She said that I've learned how to embrace change instead of fearing it. My family is Indian. My dad is from Tanzania. I hope I said that right. And my mom is from Kenya. My sister and I were born in England before we moved to Florida when I was 5. So we're immigrants. That was the first of many changes I learned to embrace. I learned, I learned, I leaned into being into a new place and to a new environment and just collect a different perspective along the way. I think about the ability now to adapt and pivot, and that has been the biggest part of what makes me who I am today. Through it all, I've been incredibly fortunate to have a support system, which has made it easier to take those risks and grow through different stages of my life. She has successfully launched 2 businesses on her own, and she is now working on a third. My advice would be to any business owner looking to start, my advice would be do it before you're ready. It does not have to be perfect, and you do not have to have the clear vision. You just need a vision. Do not care what anyone thinks about your choices because nobody is going to live your life but you. So do the things for yourself and for your family. One of the areas I also like to highlight is what is an obstacle that you experienced that made it hard for you, and how did you overcome that? And this is where I think Anoushka and I really connected when we first met almost a year ago at the Slang Vegas brunch. Her viewpoint was when she was a stay-at-home mom, she needed something to dive into outside of her family life for her own sanity. So the clean beauty space through a direct sales model was there for her. And although there was judgment, she said, I made the jump. It honestly impacted a lot of my relationships and some of the brands and the lifestyle influencers that I was around, but it helped me evolve into a lifestyle influencer here in Vegas today. It also helped me transform myself into someone who has new skills of sales, marketing, leadership, and public speaking. It gave me the confidence to build my own business. So looking back, the time I was a stay-at-home mom, I wouldn't change it. It sort of pulled the weeds for me in a way that I didn't understand until much later. And it was the groundwork for my journey into the entrepreneur I am today. And I will treasure that chapter of my life. So when I met her, I'm in a season still of being a stay-at-home mom, and Valley Views was birthed through that time and that vision. And I think that when you become a parent and your vision of the parent you want to be does not align with the people you're around, you trim all the weeds, you trim everything down. And the trimming that I've done in this season of entrepreneurship has cleared the bed so much that only roses are growing. So I'm okay with that now. But when her and I connected, I said to her, like, a year ago, almost, like, when I had done the Bellagio brunch for Slang Vegas, it was like a couple weeks after I experienced my miscarriage. And that group of women was the first group of women I even like told anyone publicly like what I had been through. And they all just like embraced me in a way, the moms in the rooms, the dogs' moms in the rooms, and the ones that have helped grow my brand and continue to elevate my dream. They're the women that are like behind the scenes, like, I'm looking to you. Like, I look at your posts, Anoushka, and I envision like holding space for just being a mom in my community, that when my kids go out, they're proud of the impact I'm having. They're proud on the leadership skills I'm creating. They're proud of the public speaking that I now have under my belt and continuing to be doing through the rest of the year. They look to me that maybe I didn't have the most conventional job, but during the time of raising them, I leaned into my heart song and the job and the business and the opportunities being created now by genuinely being me, not having to wear a company label, not having to wear a business label, not having to have a business paying me to make me feel like, oh, I'm so important to them. No, it's I'm important to my family. I'm important to my kids. I'm important to the people who need me to show up in the most confident, beautiful way every day. And that starts in the home. And to be a stay-at-home mom and to do it right, to now have a 15-year-old that you're proud of in a world that is trying to distract so many children away from becoming their best selves. Like, you're commended in my book. Being a mom alone, commendable outside of all the other titles and recognitions you've had here in the Las Vegas Valley. So thank you for sharing and letting me continue to elevate your story and your brand here on Valley Views. A few more questions to kind of wrap it. Do you believe that storytelling and podcasting is a new form of media or news? In a world where there's so much content, podcasts give people the space to go a little bit deeper. You get to hear perspectives on more personal and experiential level experiences, which then creates trust and relatability. So I find this to be impactful. If you want to continue to keep up with what Anoushka is doing, feel free to connect with her on LinkedIn. Anoushka Dannin is her name on there. Instagram and TikTok is For Your Reputation. And truthfully, I just want to say, in the last question I always ask is, what is the one thing you wish you could tell your younger self now as an adult? And she said, girl, get ready to shine in ways you cannot even imagine yet. I'm so proud of who you are and who you're becoming. And trust that everything is working in your favor, even when it doesn't feel like it. The open topic area for her, she said that I'm really focused on reaching more women now who are in the phase of life where they're evolving. It may be personally, it may be professionally, or even in how they just see themselves. I'd love to expand through more public speaking here in the community. So feel free to reach out to her if you'd like to host her and have her come in, whether it's for a business meeting, whether it's for a luncheon, or just hire her one-on-one to come in, and she will really take time to help you feel seen, supported, empowered, and without feeling like you have to be a slave to a trend or be glamorous 24/7 and fit a mold. It's about looking in the mirror and embracing who you truly are. She said, I'm also done building out something digitally. Oh, I'm almost done building out something digitally. And that will be the next phase where she can have her color clients come and do so much more just beyond her personal stays. Thank you so much, Anoushka, for taking the time to continue to make Valley Views a place where anyone can come to feel safe, feel comfortable to bring their viewpoint to anyone who's listening. As always, I hope to have Valley Views continue to be a storytelling podcast that you can find on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple, iHeart Music Podcast, Good Pods, and now on YouTube. My goal is always to profile people here with different viewpoints, to bring your special viewpoint to life, to make family, hospitality, or Las Vegas great. I hope one day to save a life, share a story, and create a community of authentic people working to make the world a safer and better place. I truly, truly cannot thank everyone enough who continues to support my dream. Every time I show up and I hit record, a piece of me authentically comes to life in the city that tried to put so many labels on who I was. So I'm really grateful to just show up as authentically me, Amanda Joy Christensen, bringing you another fabulous interview about a local Las Vegas woman of impact. Until I see you all on the next episode, I can't wait to celebrate Mental Health Month with you for May. I have some great initiatives that I'll be doing in tandem with the USA Petite Pageant as Ms. Nevada to encourage you to get out there, to do activities, to motivate you to mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually just realign. It's never too late to get a new viewpoint and get in your car and, just find something new out about where you are and what you're doing. Until the next time, I'll see you guys.